Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lee, and if you're a new subscriber, you are welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome all the same. So guys, before we get into today's video, I just want to really appreciate you guys for watching my videos and also for subscribing. And that also leads me to ask of anyone that has not subscribed to please try help me by just pressing that button. It's free guys, it's literally free. Like, it doesn't take anything for you to just press that button, and since you are here already, you might as well just do it. I'm trying to reach and get to 2,000 subscribers, so if you can do that for me, I would really appreciate it guys. So let's get into the video. So guys, just like everyone, when you move into a new environment and you're in a new place, you would have to learn some things and relearn some, and also you would also have to have challenges, and there are some things that, like, you have advantages and disadvantages of those places. So what I'll be talking about this today is going to be about the challenges I have faced as a student, as an international student here in Uganda. You guys should let me know if you want me to talk about also the advantages of studying here in Uganda. I would also do that video, so just let me know in the comment section. So guys, I'm just going to be talking about it, and then the reason why I said as a medical student is because some of those challenges would relate more to that, in that aspect, which I would give example for in when I'm listing them. So guys, so number 5 for me will be like the educational system. So let me explain why I said the educational system. When I first came to Uganda, in Nigeria, we finished our O level, as I previously explained in my last video, that you finish your O level, and when you're done with your O level, you apply and you go to the university. Well, the case is not the same in Uganda because they do have A level. So the challenges I faced being here in Uganda is that when I first came, I remember in my first year, and my lecturer will be teaching things like anatomy and all that, and I could remember vividly, like, some of those lectures would be like, oh, you've already done this in your A level, and a lot of my classmates that are Ugandans would be like, oh yeah, and so he would just keep over it, because to him, like, it's just something that they have to just go and revise. But for me, it was a different case because I had not done it, so it was like really challenging for me. It was really hard, I won't even lie guys. So I was talking to like a friend of mine who is also a year above me, and I was complaining to her about the challenges I was facing, and she made mention of her also going through that. But she was like, we have really good lecturers in my department. Like, I don't know for other department, but for me, like, my lecturers are for the most part really understanding. So she was like, talk to them when they make a statement like that in the class. Talk to them and just tell them, sorry, I'm an international student and we didn't do that. Like, we don't do A level in my country. And I spoke to a friend of mine also that is also Congolese, and she's in my class, and we were talking about it, and she spoke about even also having those challenges because they also do only O level in Congo. So when she came here also, she also faced the same challenges that I faced. So it was really hard for me to adjust in my first year, and it was really challenging, and it really brought down my self-esteem, because it was like, can I do this, can I not do this? Because for me, it was like, there are some things that I thought I should be able to know in my first year, and I didn't. Like, my classmate did, so I had to go back and do a lot of reading to try and make up for what I was missing in that aspect, which was really challenging. So that's number 5 for me in my list guys. Number 4 for me guys will be high cost. High cost in the sense that in Uganda there's this thing of when you're speaking Luganda, like, it's so easy for them to communicate with you when you're speaking Luganda. I mean, like, you can bargain for prices and all that. When you walk up to a lady that is selling something and you want to go and you want to start speaking English for her, especially when she hears your accent and she knows you're not Nigerian, there is a very high chance of them actually increasing the price because they feel like you don't really know how the market is in that place. So I've experienced a lot of that, and like, once you can't communicate to them in Uganda and they grasp the concept of this person is a foreigner, it's like things just become really expensive. Like they kind of, I have bought a lot of things here, like some things here in Uganda, and like I would be telling my friend, oh, I got this at this price, and they're like, oh, they cheated you, it's supposed to be this price. And I remember like I went out and I went with a Ugandan friend of mine, and I was like, okay, let's go together. And she was talking and she was speaking in Luganda, and you guys, I spent way less than I would have spent if I had gone alone. So that's number 4 for me in my list. Then number 3, guys, will be homesickness, and this is like really, really so bad for me because you guys, I have been in Uganda for the past 6 years, and I have not gone home since I came to Uganda. Like I've not left home. I've not left Uganda since I came from my schooling and all that. So it has been really, really hard for me. So it has been really, really hard for me because like you're here and you keep getting information about things, and you know people are moving, people are changing, things are changing back home, and it's like you are just here. So like that aspect of really missing home has just been like really, really stressful, like stressful to me. And even before this pandemic, like I would always think, because for the way it works, the system works for my school is that they give you an opportunity to do your internship after every academic year. So also one of the challenges I was facing is they were not allowing us that were not from like East Africa as at then. Now yet you have to literally just do it here because they don't, because of the COVID, they can't allow um lecturers, your supervisors, to go outside. But before they would allow like within East Africa, but now like you don't at all, it has to be within. But as at then, like I remember like we spoke, my if that the friend of mine that was like talking to her that is a year above me, she was talking about how they would make it more convenient for us as international students, especially Nigerians or people that are like out of they are not from East Africa, to be able to study, to be able to go and do your internship back home, and sort out like a system that they can still be supervised while doing their internship. They were like in the process of working it out, but then this COVID came, and so everything just got cancelled and all that. But then before then, yeah, they were talking about it. So that is not basically the only reason, but like it's like part of the reason why I've not been able to go back home. 2 in my list is going to be like cultural shock. One of the things that we're taught, we are being taught here in medical school, is controlling your facial expression when you're having any conversation with a patient. Like if a patient is trying to narrate any scenario to you, you have to be able to be neutral. Your facial expression has to be like, you can't show your emotions because it might come off as being judgmental, and there are some patients that are like very, very sensitive to things like that. So that was one of those were one of the that was one of the things that were like they really emphasized and stretched on that point. And I've been in a lot of like situations whereby someone would explain something to me that has happened, and I really try, guys, to have like a poker face, like to but then like sometimes I'll move around, and I would like ask um my friend, and I'm like, hey, this is what this person said, and they're like, oh yeah, like maybe they'll be like, oh, in this tribe this is how it happens. For example, I know like there was a time that when we were going for our first clinicals, when we started clinicals in school, that was in my first year or second year. So they were giving us like a general like orientation of the hospital we're at then. And when they got to the mortuary, I saw eggs leading from the front of the mortuary to the gate. And I asked a friend of mine, like, why are eggs around there? And she explained something about like in some cultures, like they believe that if you don't put egg, like I think she said the body will not move or something like that. Please let me know. I'm not trying to offend any culture, but just let me know in the comment section like what that really is about. It's been a while, so I've forgotten, but I remember her talking about something like that, and it was kind of shocking to me because I've never had that back where I come from. So it was kind of shocking. So yeah, cultural shock has been one of those things, and it has really been challenging because like for me to be able to control my emotions, like, and make sure that the person feels welcomed and doesn't feel judgment coming from me, has been challenging. But I've learned to work it out. So that's number two. Then number one for me has been like language barrier. When I first came to Uganda, I never really thought of the fact that language was going to be a big issue for me, because for one, I knew that Uganda spoke English, and secondly, like, so I just thought in my head like that, okay, in I was going to the university, of course people will speak English. I never thought of the practical aspect of it. So where I do my practice is in a public hospital, and of course you get a lot of people there that cannot speak English. So when I first, it was when we started, then I realized, because they would ask you, you have to write a report. They would give you two that you would have to ask your patient about certain things and all that. And I was always having a problem with that, because like I didn't a lot of them could not speak English. They could speak only Luganda, and then added in with my accent also. Even if they could speak, they were always confusing my accent. So whenever I would speak, like I would try to explain things, like I ask them a question, they would keep asking me what pardon, like. So that was really challenging, like really really challenging for me. It was really frustrating, because I just felt like I had more to offer, but I couldn't, because of the situation I was in at that moment. Like I couldn't really speak, so I had to be joined with someone that could speak Luganda, so that if I get a patient that I was supposed to, like I wanted to use, she would help me and translate everything. And then the one that is even more frustrating is like when you're moving in the hospital, and then like a patient will be like Jebaleko Musao, and okay, I know how to reply. Like I would be like Jebaleko, maybe I would say Sebo or Inyabo. Then I will be like Kale Jebaleko Sebo Inyabo. But like the problem is like what comes after that. Like they would start explaining maybe their situation, or maybe if they needed direction, and I couldn't even help in that distance. So I would always ask them, hey, do you know how to speak English? Then some of them that kind of like, oh yes, I can, and then they would try to explain more. Those that can't, they will just be like, or they'll just, and okay, it makes me feel, sometimes their facial expression makes me feel bad, because it's like they feel like I'm just trying to be, you know from something that's like, like be like this high class people that don't speak. I don't even know if that's what high class people are. I don't know who they are, but like what I mean is, they might think, oh, I'm just trying to undermine them or anything like that, which is completely the opposite. It's just I don't know how to speak. And so some of them, you can actually see the embarrassment on their face, which is so sad to me. So they'll be like like something like that. So I would have to look for maybe another musao around me, or like just take them to someone else and then tell them to please try and explain. And then the frustrating thing is that they try and explain, and the person tells them what they needed to hear, and they don't even try. I have to like ask, can you please tell me what she wanted, because I also want to learn. I also had this experience with a nurse. She was teaching us, and she was explaining, we're doing obstetric examination, and she kept speaking in Luganda. So one of my classmates kind of thought, he rose his hand, and he was like, we have someone here that cannot speak Luganda. And you guys, she got pissed. She was like, why hasn't she been able to speak Luganda? For how long has she been here? What? That she cannot change. That's like people that have been with me would have to like teach me what she's saying, because she can't go back and all that. So I had to just be there at the side, just waiting for her to finish speaking. And then when she was done speaking, they now explained everything to me. Like I felt really bad, and she literally shared, like the attention was all on me. It was so embarrassing, but you have to do what you have to do. I did everything, and then like after that, um like I'm still facing those challenges till now. I don't think it's something that I can't do anything about it. I'm someone that is very bad with learning languages, so I know that it's not even an option for me to start going through all that process of learning Luganda. I know some words to see me through. Like there are some things that I could pick and say, but like I can't really sit down and have a full blown conversation with you. And also, when you are having a conversation with me, I might be able to pick some things that you are saying and add two and two together. But of course, when you're in the medical field, you have to get your information straight and right. Like you can't just guess or try to pick some things and then add words together. So like I still go through the process of calling someone and asking them to explain whatever they are going through, and then like I try to help the way, if I know how to. If I don't know how to help, then I would meet like my superior and then they help them from there. Anyways guys, that is the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section if you've experienced, if you're in another country, if you traveled, and just let me know about the challenges you have faced in, you know, in that country. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.